Hello viewers, if you are curious about sovereign gold bonds and you are trying to make that decision whether you should be investing in the sovereign gold bonds or not, this video is going to help you make the right decision. Uh, and currently, between June 19 to June 23, uh, there is the window which has been opened for you to buy sovereign gold bonds. This video is going to be the ultimate guide for you to give you more information of how about you invest in sovereign gold bonds, and what are some of the advantages, and what are some of the things you should keep in mind while you invest in SGBs. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So, as I already told you, that between June 19 to June 23, for this 4-day period, you can buy a sovereign gold bond, and you can buy gold at the rate of 5876 rupees per gram. If you buy online, there is a 50 rupees discount, and 5876 considers that 50 rupees discount already. Uh, and there are 4 times the window opens in any year, any financial year. And the one which is opened right now, the tranche which is opened right now, the 4-day window, is the first tranche which has been opened in 2023-24. When will be the next tranche that will be coming? So the next tranche will be in the month of September. And recently, if you have been looking at the prices of gold, the price has corrected. It was above 6,000 rupees, and it has almost corrected by 5%. So it is a very good time for you to invest in sovereign gold bonds. Now, why gold? I think you already, most of you understand that gold is a very good asset for you to invest in. But specifically, how the sovereign gold bonds have given returns historically. So, in last 1 year, if you look at SGB, if you would have bought it 1 year back, you would have got a return of close to 17.5%. And just if you would have bought sovereign gold bonds in the first tranche, which was introduced in the month of November 2015, almost 8 years back, you would have got a absolute return of 121% in the last 8 years. But if you were to calculate an annualized return, you would have got close to 10.93%. So historically, gold has done really, really well, and sovereign gold bonds also have done very well in the last 8 years. So it has been something which investors have gained a lot of money. They have got a lot of profits by investing in gold. So, before we get into the further details, I think it is important for us to define what are SGBs. So, these are basically bonds which are issued by the government, and they are government certificates which you can buy. So, instead of you going to a jeweler or in the market and buying gold, you can actually buy these sovereign gold bonds, which are certificates and which are guarantees from the government of India. So they are extremely safe. The government of India issues these sovereign gold bonds. So instead of you buying gold, and you have the risk of keeping them, and you have the risk of keeping them safe, and all the complications that come with buying a physical gold, SGBs give you a very good advantage, because these are digital certificates issued on your name, and they are extremely safe to be owned. So that's the background of what SGBs are. Now, if you want to know who can invest in SGBs, so the quick answer to that is, if you are an Indian, if you are residing in India, you can invest in SGBs. Even if you are an NRI, you can. But this video is primarily focused on people like you and me who are living in India, and who would want to take advantage of this great investment scheme which has come into the market. So, how are SGBs measured? You basically buy units of gold. So, the minimum unit of gold which you can buy is 1 gram, and the maximum units of gold which you can buy is 4 kgs per year. And right now, I already told you that approximately 1 gram of gold is being sold at around 5,800 rupees per gram. So you can buy in multiples of 5,800 rupees, or the exact amount which I already shared with you, which was 5,876 rupees per gram. So you can buy in multiples of 5,876 rupees, and with a maximum maximum of 4,000 grams per year. So I think there is a lot of confusion about this. So let's give some clarity on that. SGBs have a maturity period of 8 years. So when you buy it, it will mature after 8 years, and after 8 years, you are going to get the principal and the appreciation or the depreciation of gold for that matter. So you will get the entire amount redeemed after 8 years. And also the great benefit of this scheme is that it is completely tax free if you hold it for a maturity of 8 years. However, there is also a very good way for you to redeem it. After the fifth year, there are windows which the government opens, and during those windows, you can also sell your SGBs during those windows. The only caveat there is that you will have to pay taxes if you redeem it between fifth to eighth year. So, if you are a long term investor and you want to keep being invested for 8 years, you can possibly have a completely tax free investment. But I'm also going to give you the trick of how you can buy today and you can sell tomorrow. And in that scenario, also, you need to pay a short term or a long term capital gain. But then you don't have to hold it for 8 years at all. So even though the misconception is that your money gets locked in SGB, I will break that myth for you that it's not. You don't need not lock SGBs for 8 years. So again, this is a very great like incentive other than the appreciation of gold, that SGBs also pay you an yearly or an annual interest of 2.5% per year. So for example, if you would have invested SGBs, if you would have bought SGBs of say 10 lakh rupees, you will get 25,000 rupees every year for the time period you hold these sovereign gold bonds. So that is in addition to the appreciation of gold which will happen. So 2.5% every year. So 25,000 rupees you will get every year for the next 8 years, just for holding these sovereign gold bonds. And these they are paid in two tranches, once every 6 months. So you will get be paid 12,500 in one tranche and 12,500 in another tranche every year, right? So okay, how is the price determined? The price is basically determined on the market price. The average of the last 3 working days is taken into account, and at that price the sovereign gold bonds you can purchase or you can sell. When you are buying it, you get a discount of 50 rupees for buying it in a digital manner. So even if you sell, whenever you sell these sovereign gold bonds after 8 years when they are going to mature, or even after 5 years, or even if you were to buy today and you were to sell tomorrow, it will be take into account the price which is of gold on that specific day, or the market price. Now I think I've already covered it, but these are if you were to hold these sovereign gold bonds for 8 years, you need not pay any taxes. It is a completely tax free way of investment. However, if you were to sell it after 5 years or between 5 to 8 years, any time less than 8 years, you will have to pay a capital gain tax on it. um, I think that this is clear, because there's a lot of confusion on this specific area as well. So I think this is a very common question. Can you sell before maturity? And yes, you can. You can sell it on stock exchanges, and I'll tell you how can you do that. But I think the quick answer to that is yes, you can sell sovereign gold bonds before maturity. You can sell it within 1 month. You can sell it within 1 week. You can sell it at 5 years, and then you can also hold on to it till maturity of 8 years. And then you can get a tax free, completely 0% tax you pay on it, only in the scenario when you hold it for 8 years. Now, I think this is also something which you are already aware of. But what are the benefits? The benefits of holding SGBs are that any risk which is associated with physical gold, extra charges which you pay for storage, like you might have to end up buying a locker at which you will have to pay the bank. If you are buying jewelry, you will have to pay the making fees on it. You will have to pay wealth tax on it, right? So all these complications which arise for you to buy a physical gold, all of them are mitigated when you buy the sovereign gold bond. And another advantage is you can use it to get loans from the banks as well. You can use it as a collateral. So now the question that would be in your mind is, how do you go about buying sovereign gold bonds? So there are two ways of doing it, but my preference or my recommendation is that you buy it from stockbrokers like Zerodha. And if when you do that, you provide your demat account by default, and then you are able to hold those sovereign gold bonds in your demat account itself, and then you can trade them, then you can sell it on the stock exchange at any point of time. However, if you don't have, so the tip is that you hold them in a demat account. But for any reason, if you don't have a trading account, the another way for you to buy these SGBs is via any of the banks. So SBI, ICICI Bank, IDFC Bank, all the prominent banks in India are selling sovereign gold bonds. You can buy them, and even when you are buying them, they also ask you for an optional field, which is your demat account. So if you are able to provide the demat account, even when while you are buying from any of the banks, they will hold into your demat account. But if for any reason you don't have a demat account, you can still go ahead and buy it. The only restriction then is that you cannot trade it on the stock exchange, and then you are not able to sell it within 1 week, 1 year, or 2 years. Then you have a lock-in period of 5 years, but that is only for the scenario when you are buying it for commercial banks and you are not providing your demat account. So if you end up buying from Zerodha or any other prominent platform, then there is no lock-in period. I just want to make that very, very clear, because there's a big misconception around that. Now, these are two ways. I think I have just taken some of the prominent advertisements that are going on in the market. On the left hand side, this is SBI. You can go via a commercial bank like SBI, and the issue date is between these 4 days I am talking about, and the issue price is around 5926 per gram, and they are giving a 50 rupees. Every bank gives a 50 rupee gram discount. And then on the right hand side, if you go to zerodha.com/gold, or if you just google about this how do you buy gold on Zerodha, I'll also provide you the link of how do you go about buying it. But then you can buy it from Zerodha as well. So hopefully this video is helpful to all of you, and I hope you will make that decision of buying sovereign gold bond. And I wish you all the best in your investment journey. And if you like our content, please do like our video, share it, and subscribe to our channel as well. Thank you very much for watching.